thank the California Republican Assembly and the impact and the force that you are in the state of California. And I want to thank you for the past endorsements that you have given me. I was here in 2018, and both Johnny and Morgan was very, very helpful in kind of making the motion, along with Tom Hudson. And so I want to thank Carl Brickey, your leadership, and I just want to recognize you and that you'll be the president soon of CRA, and just keep, maybe, well, I'm hoping so. I'm hoping so. That's your job. But hopefully you're successful in that. Also want to recognize Madison and Barry for all your leadership in El Dorado County, where I come from. And just like to tell you a little bit about myself, give you a little background, and a little bit about my family, tell you a little bit about my business. My roots go back to the gold rush. My great-great-grandfather immigrated from Germany, and he got horses and a wagon during the gold rush, and he was, quote-unquote, a teamster. Not in the union sense, but he had a team of horses, and he had a wagon. And what he did is he hauled material up to the miners up in Placer and El Dorado County, and then he'd bring gold back to Sacramento to the banks. And so it's from those roots that he started, became successful, and bought up land and became a big rancher, built a home, and then eventually was able to build a bigger home. That bigger home still stands today in Roseville, California. So I'm proud of what he's done, and I'm just trying to live the tradition of hard work and entrepreneurship here in the state of California. I've been in the insurance business for 40 years. Started with my dad out of college. I figured I'd much rather work with my dad, who is an awesome dad, an awesome husband, with my 4 siblings. And to this day, it's been about 7 years, my daughter, Haley, is running an insurance agency. And we've been able to grow that. We've bought 4 insurance agencies over the last 7 years, and more than double the size of the agency. We run it because I'm so engaged in politics and the challenges that lie. So let's get the politics and the challenges that we have here in the state of California. We know that the state is falling apart. We know that we are being challenged on every front. And it brings me to a scripture, which is one of my favorites, Proverbs 29:18, that says, where there's no vision, and that's where we are. That's where we are right today. And so we've got to make sure that we're doing everything we can in California. Look at the challenges that we've had. Take a look at what's happening to our educational system. Why do we have teachers telling us what's best for our children? That ought to be driven by parents. Parents ought to be making the decision whether their children should be vaccinated and what they should be taught. So when we take a look at CRT, take a look at some of the sexual aspects of what's happening in our society. It's of Western civilization. It's a tearing down of America. And it's a grand scheme. It's a grand plan that is being orchestrated by forces outside of America and throughout the world. And we've got to step up, and we've got to fight for our state, and we've got to fight for our nation. Peril. Look at what is happening with democracies around the world, in particular in Europe, and what we see, what Russia is doing, and the transgressions that they have done. And we've got to make sure that we are fighting the fight for America. I think we are in a precipice, a very important time in American history. I think it's Cold War. I think we are returning to the Cold War, and we better man up, and we better make sure strong defenses here in America to protect from the outside. But our challenge is also coming from the inside. It is an eating away of our founding fathers. So when I work at the Board of Equalization, I am a tax fighter. I've been endorsed by the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, and I'm doing everything I can here locally and make sure that we are fiscally. That's important, but that's a small element, quite frankly, if we take a look at what is happening to our civilization. And I will continue to fight that fight to make sure that taxes are low in America and that we are doing everything we can with even Prop 19. Okay, so Prop 19 is a huge tax increase if you don't know that. If you're passing property on to a child or a grandchild, that property is now reassessed. And so I've been working with John Paul, the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, to do everything we can to qualify an initiative to basically get rid of the death tax that has occurred here in California. A lot of people realized it. That initiative only passed 51 to 49%. We spent $55 million in support of that. And I don't understand that because I've got a lot of great realtor friends. But they came up with the money. There was $1 million spent against that initiative, and it passed. So we've got to make sure that we wake up. We've got to fight. We've got to fight for our children. We've got to fight for our businesses. We've got to fight for California. And I do believe that we can pitch our tent. Hope. Acts chapter 22:6. So I would love to have your endorsement. I will continue to fight the fight at the Board of Equalization, but let's keep our focus on the ball because this could be game over if we're not doing what we need to do to make back at every level, the federal level, internationally. We've got to be engaged and we've got to protect the interests of America. God bless America, and thank you for the opportunity to speak. Take care.